Hi, BJ with Inspect and Check. In this video, I'm going to show you guys how I do a kitchen inspection. I always like to start, you'll see me as I enter each room with my flashlight. So I'll take my flashlight, and I'll scan the ceiling, to see if I see any water stains. I'll take a quick scan at the floor. Now, this is a used home, so I'm not really looking for cosmetic things. In a newer home, we would kind of change lenses and we would look, if there was any missing grout or cracked tiles, things of that nature. We would for surely note them in a new construction home. I'm going to go in a clockwise fashion or a counterclockwise, depending on how the kitchen is laid out. So I'm going to start over here and I'm going to check the cabinets. I like to just make sure that everything is secure, the cabinet is secured to the wall. I'm going to kind of scan down. I see that there's an outlet there. I'm going to grab my outlet tester. I'm going to check and make sure that it's wired properly. Make sure I see the green light there. Okay. Now, this is away from the faucet. So now modern day code calls for any outlets above a counter to be GFCI protected. This is an older home. I'm only really concerned with what's in 6 feet of the kitchen sink. So this one is out of that 6 feet, so I'm not really so concerned. You could test for, GFCI protection, but I'm not going to mark it up unless if we have issues with the outlets over there by the faucet. I'm going to check and make sure that the countertops are secured to the cabinet. I'm going to go through, I'm going to check each drawer all the way down. Make sure that the drawers are opening and closing smoothly as I come to the appliances. So the first thing I do when I come into a home, I start with when I'm doing my inspection, I start on the outside, I do the exterior, the roof, I may hit the garage, and then I come into the home. As soon as I come in, I turn everything on. So we got the oven going, we got the dishwasher. If there was a hood vent here, I would turn that on. With the microwave, I'm gonna turn the vent fan on. I'm gonna check the light below, as well as I'm gonna just throw in a rag, and I'm gonna hit the 30-second. I'm gonna let that run, and then I'm gonna put my hand on there just to make sure it feels warm. The stove, I'm gonna turn on. Now, if you have other people in the home while you're doing this, please let them know that you just turned on the cooktop, because once I turn these burners off, people may not know that they're hot because they're not glowing. See how they're nice and red? Sometimes I've got my temperature gun. I'll throw it on the burner just to see what the temperature is. I mean, it's glowing red. I know that they're working, but I'll just take a quick scan, and we got like 300 something degrees coming off of those burners. I'll go all the way low and then come and turn them off. Once I am done with that, I'll jump down into the oven. I got the oven preheating, and I'll do a scan here just to make sure that's heating up. So I turned it at 500, and we got about 400 degrees. So it hasn't fully heated up, but that's working as it should. And then I will shut all this down now before I walk away from it. Once I test it, I shut it off. This way I don't have to worry that I left anything on. I'll check these cabinets, countertop, drawers, over to the fridge. What I'll do is, as I'm going along, if it's an occupied house, I'll see if they've got a cup, and I'll check the ice maker, and I'll check their water. For the fridge, I'm just opening it up, making sure that if there is anything in it, the refrigerator side is cold, the freezer side, things are frozen, ice, everything looks to be working as it should. Coming across here, so now we get closer to the faucet we've got some outlets here. I want to make sure that because these are right near water, that they're GFI protected. So I'm going to take my tester, I'm going to plug it in, I'm going to hit my test button, and it's not testing. So this outlet right here is not GFI protected. So God forbid somebody should have an appliance or something over here plugged into there and it get wet or fall into the sink, somebody could get shocked. Okay, GFI protection is just another added layer of protection should any electrical component get wet. It shuts down the power right at the outlet, protecting you from getting shocked. I'm going to turn on the faucet. I'm going to check for hot and cold water. Okay, now each faucet's a little bit different, but technically cold should be on the right side and hot should be on the left side. You see we got some nice steam coming up here, so we got good hot water. While I'm in the kitchen, I'm going to leave the water running. Because we're filming, I'm going to leave it off, but what I would do is turn the cold water on and I'm going to let it run the whole time, half the time in one side of the sink, and then as I come up to it I'm going to switch it over to the other side and let it run. And then I'm going to drop down, you know, and just take a look and make sure that nothing is leaking down here and everything, you know, is done properly. The drains are done correctly. There's no leaks in the drains at the water supply lines. As the dishwasher comes in, I'm going to make sure that the dishwasher has a high loop on the discharge, which this one doesn't. So it should, the dishwasher discharge should come up high and then come back down. What that does is it creates a high loop so that this way no water or anything, food, things of that nature go back into that discharge line. If there was a disposal here, I would check the disposal. I would just let it run. If you have a disposal, always make sure that you're running cold water into it. Don't run it dry because it could overheat. Now there is an inline fuse that will protect it, but you don't want to be running them dry. You know, definitely have some cold water on. If there was a disposal, I would make sure that the discharge for the dishwasher is in the tailpiece and not into the garbage disposal. I see them in the garbage disposal all the time, and they do make a fitting so you can do that. It's not the end of the world. That's fine. Ideally, it'd be better if it went into a tailpiece, just because when it's chopping up the food, that food could then again get thrown back into that discharge pipe and clog it. I've got a switch here. I'm going to check all my switches. This is for this light above the sink. Again, this countertop, I'm going to pull it, make sure that it's secured to the cabinets. When we come to the dishwasher, I'm going to make sure that it's just all these appliances in the kitchen, I'm just making sure that they're working as expected and then letting you know if something's not working properly or at all. So with the dishwasher, we got it on. You know, we're going to check the racks. I'm going to pull the racks in and out. I want to kind of take a look at just the inside components. I want to make sure that I'd like to see that it's secured either to the dishwashers, either secured to the countertop or on the side by the cabinets here. As we come around in this situation, there's an open wall here with a rail system. These balusters are too wide. Ideally, we want no more than 4 inches in between each baluster so that this way no infants can fall through or climb through the balusters and fall down into the next floor. If there's any other outlets, I'm going to go ahead and check that outlet with my tester. And I'm always looking for a heat source in every room. Very important. This is how I do a kitchen inspection. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you need a home inspection in the greater Chicagoland area or northern Indiana, please give me a call. My number is 773-403-3298.